Well, that's almost an umpire's eye view of the start of the Diamond Jubilee Quadruple Sculls race. For junior girls, the fantastic Gloucester Rowing Club quad on the left, on the Berkshire Bank, and on the right, the amazing crew from Y Quad Cities Rowing Association in the Midwest of the USA, who have thrilled us all at this regatta.
Go!
Both crews away, locked together from the start. What a battle this is going to be, and we've spoken about the strength in this particular category as well. What a wonderful inclusion this event has been to the Henley roster, and how much support it's gotten not only from the UK but internationally as well. We've seen some very strong USA crews enter this event this year. But fantastic for junior women's rowing, and the calibre of these athletes is just astounding considering their age.
It is unbelievable what has happened to women's rowing, I think, generally, not just here, but in the US. You've got Title IX means that there's so much more money going into women's rowing in the universities now, and it's had its effect, and you can see what it's done in the Midwest. So we're looking at Y Quad Cities Rowing Association. They're the crew with the red tops and the white boat closest to you. And then it's, for my money, probably the fastest women's quadruple, junior quadruple scull in the country. The women from Gloucester at the top of your screen, and they have established a very handy lead, and they must be so strong to do that in this headwind, because that Y Quad Cities have done a demolition job on any crew that they've come up against, Sarah.
Yeah, that Y Quad Cities crew are so strong, and as you say, they've done a real number on all of their competitions so far. They're moving back on the fast starting Gloucester though in this early stage. We've seen a very strong Marlow crew as well. It's going to be a very difficult race to call for tomorrow, as to not only who's going to progress through from this race, but also who will take out the event. So many strong crews entered in this event this year.
Well, I think it'd be a good time to say this is a fantastic race, because the crew in the yellow boat at the top, Gloucester from the UK, contained 3 of the women, or girls should I say, who won this event last year. That was a fantastic final. They were very, very dominant, and Y Quad Cities have really not been overawed at all. They're still in contact, the Americans, and they're in the white boat closest to you, and if anything, Sarah, I think they might have moved back a little bit.
Yes, I think we had that fast start from Gloucester. They managed to hold the lead, but certainly Y Quad Cities moving back through in the middle section of this race. Big, strong girls in that boat, stroked by Elizabeth Sharis, who's doing a very, very good job. There we can see Gloucester on screen, stroked by Flo Pickles, Frances Russell in 3-seat, Charlotte Hodgkins Bryn in 2-seat, and Alice Boyer in the bow seat. A very strong crew, as you mentioned. 3 of the girls successful in this event, just with about a length's lead now. It looks like from this angle, a little difficult to tell, but it looks like they've got almost a length lead over the Y Quad Cities crew from the United States. Y Quad Cities, they beat Latimer Upper School yesterday to make it through. Gloucester, they were seeded coming into this event, and they beat the William Borlase School.
So it shows you now how tight and close. We knew that Y Quad Cities were coming back into the race, and the drone tells us exactly how well they've done. On the left of your picture, it's the white boat from the United States on July the 4th, Independence Day, and what fuel has that given them? On the left of your picture, on the right, we've got Gloucester Rowing Club, the women, the best women, I think, from the United Kingdom in sculling, and so far they cannot hold on to the fearsome mid-course pace of the Americans, Sarah.
That's an amazing step that we just saw from Y Quad Cities. That must have been a real tactical move that they had at that point in the race, because their rate is up, their power is up, and they're starting to try and open up a lead over Gloucester now. Wow, what an incredible race this is. And Gloucester, though, they're not being overwhelmed. They are responding, and they're desperately trying to hold that contact with the United States, who have about a canvas lead.
Just spare a thought for the 2 coaches probably following in the launch, the Gloucester coach Tom Pachisis and Y Quad Cities coach Peter Sharis, and their hearts will be in their mouths if they are indeed in the following launch, as so many of the coaches are. There you see the launch following behind, and these Gloucester girls who have won this event, 3 of them in 2014, have got to keep a very cool head, and I think they are coming back into it. I think It will have taken something out of the Y Quad Cities crew. Two of these women in the Y Quad Cities crew will be going to the American team at the Junior World Championships. And that just shows you the standard. And likewise, in the Gloucester quad, particularly Flo Pickles in the stroke seat. She's nearest to us in the crew on the left of the screen. You can just see her little dot there. She was the fastest female junior sculler at the National Schools Regatta. Won championship single sculls. Tremendous performer. 18 years and 8 months. And, well, at the moment, she's trying everything that she can throw at the Y Quad Cities crew as they go with about 600 or 700 meters left. That's about 2.5 minutes of rowing.
This is an unbelievable race. If you're the coaches sitting in that launch, your heart would be in your throat. It just, neither crew has really managed to break away from the other. It's been changing all the way down the course, but Y Quad Cities now, they're working so hard there. Elizabeth Sharris, you can see her in the stroke seat. She's sucking in the air, trying to keep the rate up, trying to keep this move. They've got just the slightest of advantages over Gloucester. But I don't know what's going to happen in this last bit.
Well, no, I tell you what, and the Y Quad Cities crew on the left of your picture now, the Americans have the youngest competitor in the race. I think she's the sister of the stroke woman, Elizabeth Sharris. Caroline Sharris, just 15 years and 3 months. And what an amazing feat for a 15-year-old to compete at this level. Is that Gloucester having a push and coming back into it, Sarah?
That's a huge push from Gloucester to try and respond here. We saw a big push from the Y Quad Cities crew. They took the advantage from Gloucester, who had the early lead, but that is so expensive to do that in the middle part of the race. They would have been hoping that they could have broken away to shut them down. But Gloucester, another push from them as they come past the stands now, and it looks like the lead has gone back to Gloucester over Y Quad Cities. They're desperate to try and stay in touch as they come down towards the enclosures.
So just 300 metres left in this race. There was a look across. You saw it, didn't you, from the stroke woman, Elizabeth Sharris. Can she summon up enough from her crew to get through the Gloucester Rowing Club, who lead this race? They're in black on your right. It's the Americans on Independence Day on your left. And no doubt that Laurel Korholtz, who coaches the American Senior Women's Quad, will be looking at this. Just a little bit of steering problems there from the Americans, Sarah.
There you can see the big adjustment they've had to make. There was no clash of blades, thankfully, and the umpire didn't need to signal. The girls knew, but this is costly. This is so costly to have to address your steering in this severe way when the other crew is making a push.
It's cost them the race. They are not going to get back from that. That was so heart-wrenching to see. I think they just lost concentration, lost the steering, and the bow woman from the American quad, Gabby Scheimer, sorry, not Gabby, yeah, Gabby Scheimer, she just had to drag her boat round away from the Gloucester Rowing Club boat, and they must have lost 2 or 3 seconds in that manoeuvre. So Gloucester head to the finish as if really it was easy all the way along, but we know different because we've seen what an amazing race it was.
Incredible race there, switching lead all the way down the track, but Gloucester looking very composed as they come across the line. I think they just looked better and better as they went through the race. Y Quad Cities, what a brave race. They really put themselves out there with that push in the middle to try and take that lead, but couldn't hold on, and the win went to Gloucester Rowing Club in the Jubilee.